We're live.
Hello.
Good morning.
Oh my goodness, how exciting.
Happy Monday. Today is January 4th, 2021, and we are here to start the year off to the best of our ability.
Absolutely. With a little bit of peace and patience and grace with ourselves, and knowing that small steps are going to get us a long way.
Absolutely. We invite you, if you're starting your day, which hopefully you are, that you get some type of warm substance, whether it's tea. Recommend tea over coffee for sure. It could even just be hot water and then honey and lemon. This will just allow your body to kind of release some of those toxins, wake us up, as well as just soothe and, because we should always be starting our day with some type of ritual. Just to honor ourselves, and that's, I guess, kind of why we created flo.aph.
You wake up so dehydrated. One time I heard a doctor describe it, Dr. Trent Shoemaker describe it as, why would you put cold water down a drain that needs to get going for the morning? That's just going to make it cold. So start off with something warm, toasty. Don't forget too, we're going to be using our journals today. So if you've got, even if you just have like a piece of paper to start us off for the day, perfect. Meet us where you're at.
Absolutely. We just recommend that you don't use your phone or some type of that device, just because getting it physically written on paper is such a important act, and I think it's great for our brain as well as our mind just to actually be writing out those types of things. So before we kind of dive into flo.aph and what it is and kind of why we wanted to create this, I think it's really awesome to start with our journal, but just writing our intention. So what brought you here today? Why are you watching flo.aph? Yes, and we're going to write down what our intention is for you as a viewer, as someone who's becoming a part of our community. I wrote on my leggings. If you are not sure what to write down, if you're like, I have no idea what I want my intention to be, just start small. Start with one thing in your life that maybe you're grateful for or want to grow in. Just being grateful and having an intention for something that we're working on through the day that we can remind ourselves of when the day might give us some interesting obstacles or remind us of the worries of this world that we're living in and how unpredictable it may seem. Something that we can keep going back to. A little root for the day. Lovely. Go ahead and finish up. And when you finish, if you want to make sure that you are seated, we're going to kind of dive right into what it would look like in a morning with flo.aph. And of course, this is our introduction week. So we're going to kind of talk through a little bit of that stuff, but we might as well just start moving. And so a big component of flo.aph is, yes, we are here. We are doing things. We would love for you to copy those movements, but take it one step further. It is your journey. It is your discovery. It is finding your purpose. And so you have to listen to what your body is needing and wanting to do. And so we will never, ever be offended if you want to do your own movement. That's highly encouraged. Yes.
If you're only ever watching us, how are you gonna grow, you know?
Yeah, I think I spent like 4 years just watching yogis that were incredible and trying to mimic their movement, which is beautiful and like is its ritual within itself. But I mean, I was totally missing the whole part of taking that and owning that for myself to unlock those.
And letting myself get too caught up in like comparing, being like, well, I'm not stretching as much as they are yet. Or
My leg isn't as
whatever.
high.
And
That. Lovely. So just come to a comfortable seat, whether that's on your bottom, whether it's on your knees. Maybe this morning you are feeling like you need to be seated.
oh, smart.
Well, that works too. Whatever is most comfortable for you, whatever your body is really needing this morning. And to get us started off, let's take a shot.
Yeah. Daisy, will you hang on to that for us?
We have a dog and a cat. Oh, the cat left it, yes. But they were kind of like,
we were very balanced, yes, this
morning.
morning.
We're going to start keeping that intention in mind, applying some silence to our life and some breath work. We are going to focus on purely just breathing. You are here today for a reason, and why'd you bring yourself here? And what good is this going to do in your life and in the world? So we are just going to start breathing. Some tips, breathing in through your nose is oftentimes very powerful, very energetic for our body. Placing a hand on your chest and on your tummy and striving to fill up your tummy and then your chest allows for really deep breathing versus shallow breathing.
You said something really smart. And you know what? I'm somebody that normally wears my pants kind of up here on my waist. And just for this morning, I'm going to push it right down by my hips so I can really feel my belly breath.
And we are going to do 10 meaningful, deep breaths. And each time I challenge you to get deeper with it.
That's a good challenge.
Yes. So let's get started.
All right.
Notice where your mind wanders. Notice if you have to kind of get yourself back on track to stop focusing about things later on in the day or things that have already happened. That could be your body or your mind kind of telling you either trouble spots in your life or maybe spots you overthink or focus on too much. And so, from that breath, I just want you to write down one phrase that came to mind. What is one phrase, or if nothing came to mind, then maybe write down nothing. But maybe you had a great experience of just breathing. And so go ahead and write down in your journal where you've already written in your intention. If you can't think of something and you're stressing, that is not the place for it. You can literally rewrite, like, this is for you. It's not, we're not going to rate it or check it. So one phrase, it could be a word, whatever, that came to mind while you were taking that moment for yourself and just truly breathing, truly providing your body the tools that it needs to be successful, and not just that, but to thrive and to not feel like fight or flight mode, to feel stable, grounded, and secure.
And there's, like she said, there's no requirement. Some days my journals are full pages and full of stuff. And sometimes my journal is literally just the word help. You know?
Awesome. As you finish up that thought, idea, question, or comment, or repetition, we are going to kind of shift into a little bit as to why. So this is going to be a little bit different than how we normally would go through our mornings. Today's day one, so obviously this is the starter. It's live, so we're letting it truly just unfold as it naturally would and should. And I notice in myself, like, I'm nervous and just like, oh my gosh, we've been doing this for, I had some memories pop up yesterday of like a month and a half, 2 months before that, a come up of just what we thought Flo.aph was then and what it's beautifully transformed into now. And so just so you understand like our intention and our really feeling as to why we're creating this, I think it'd be good for us to go over the intention that we've set for Flo.aph as a whole on our own and kind of together. Again, this isn't how we normally would do in the mornings, but while we do that, we're going to be doing some flow work. So what that means really when we say flow work is just flowing to honor your body. You may follow along with what we're doing. Nice, gentle, simple movements to wake up our body, our mind, our soul. And this morning, we are just going to talk about and chat about why we created Flo.aph and our intention. And yeah, so if you'd like to start as we...
Absolutely. Oh, how exciting. You know what? I think that it's appropriate for me to start here on my knees for me thinking about it. I'm just going to kind of crawl forward because that's kind of the process that Flo.aph was for me, was being like, oh, I am not going to be, I needed something and I didn't know what, but I knew that I wasn't the path I was on, which was going to be going to law school, doing really well, have an internship, and it wasn't going to fulfill me. It wasn't going to help me be a better person. I'm going to go ahead and just kind of stretch this out and then start working on lifting my back hips up. I'm going to work my way into a downward dog, I think. But then I came home and started talking to Mary. And Mary said, you know what? I'm on a traditional path. And I need something. And it kind of got us talking about what do we need? What is it that everybody needs? And I mean, essentially what it ended up boiling down to was movement. But specifically, I realized that I'm not going to be able to change the legal system on my own. I'm not going to be able to fix all of the things that are wrong with it and all of the injustices I see. But do you know what I can do? I can breathe. I can share a breath with humanity. I can share my simple movement, my simple changes, me working to get a little better. I can do that every day. So that's kind of the direction that we're starting off here today.
Yes. Similar as in Ellery said, I have a beautiful job educating third graders who are so curious and honest and pure to the world. And they inspired me that change needs to happen and it has to start within. For the outside world to really be changed and impacted in positive, growth-filled ways, the best is yet to come. Ideas rather than living in the past. Change has to come from within. It has to be taught at a young age, just about believing in yourself, believing in our world, believing in something bigger than you to humble you and ground you. And so we really just, the idea started as, like Ellery said, boils down to what does everyone need? Well, everyone needs movement in their life, whether that's movement physically, your body needs to move. Maybe you're in a brain fog and your brain needs to move, or your spirit needs to move, as a spiritual being, a warrior in this world. Maybe that's needing to be ignited and moving. And once those start to move, change happens.
Exactly. And I think I should correct myself earlier because I said, I can't fix the justice or education or whatever system. Not that we're not going to fix it, but that we're going to be realistic and intentional with how we're fixing it. Because if we just try to fix everything the way we've been trying to fix everything for the last however many years, if we keep putting money first, if we keep putting, how qualified this is or how qualified that person is first, we're not going to fix things. We're going to be on the same track to the same problems that we always have been.
Yeah. So even if we have no viewers and no one's interested, we're doing this for ourselves to create a better inner space so that we can have a better outer space.
Beautiful. Beautifully said. Well done.
Lovely. With that, it is 5:47. This morning is just flying by. How beautiful. I think let's kind of end it with an energizing type flow, and that's just to get you ready and excited for the day. So these morning sessions or these morning mindfulness will be Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Obviously going live at 5:30 a.m. our time, which is Central Standard Time, but whenever you're starting your morning. And then on Tuesday, Thursday, we'll be doing the workout, movement. It's really not traditional exercises. We may feel inspired to do more of a traditional exercise one week. We may feel inspired to just have a dance party and have a great time moving our body. Tuesdays and Thursdays are totally dedicated to just being comfortable on your skin and moving for you. And so to start that this morning, I think let's start with an energizing. I love it. How that will start, actually, which is wild, but it's with your breath. And if I've learned anything in the years on Earth that I'm still learning and will take me forever to continue, right, the whole time that we're alive, is focusing on our breath and our breathing. And one that I'm just feeling really called to do right now, and it's because one of my ears is popped and the other one isn't, is a alternate type breathing. So you take your thumb and your middle finger, and you're going to breathe in through one and exhale through the other. And this is like super brain energizing. So to repeat that, you're going to have your thumb touching your nostril and breathe in. Hold. Flip it out. Now in the same one. Flip it out. Now do a couple more of these and really allow yourself to feel energized. Allow it to wake up your brain. It's a beautiful way of breathing to awaken within.
I learned today that my nose is a little stuffy. That's a good thing to learn.
Mhm.
I don't know if I would have noticed that otherwise.
And for our quick flow, we're going to do 5 type salutations for it, and then we're going to end with a meditation portion just to refocus in on our life and our intention and all those important things. So right now, for our quick energizing flow, the path that I think I'm going to follow, which you do not have to at all, is going from downward dog to a plank to a cobra, or we'll see kind of how that turns into going back to downward dog. So I'm just flowing through a downward dog plank, basically belly to mat type flow. Of course, take it on your own. What is your body needing this morning? Go ahead and do about 5 salutations, or repetitions is another word for that, and catch you in a couple minutes.
Oh, I love it. Did you hear downward dog and you thought, oh, me? I'll hang out.
Oh, you're so sweet.
Hi, Daisy. Come on, babe. On this side.
Hello. Can you sit down?
Yes. Hey, Appa. Come here, love. Hi, honey. Can I have you on this side, please? Thank you. If you kind of find yourself staying in one pose, kind of, because I kind of have, don't be afraid of that. Sometimes you just got to work in one spot. That's how you grow.
Absolutely. Ease into what your body is calling and telling you. Less of this overtaking. For our burst of energy exercise, today we're going to take it from a plank and just jump our feet in. So into a beautiful frog squat, which you can take this slow, take it fast. This is the bottom half of a burpee. So if you are energized and wanting that exercise, go ahead and do some burpees.
Ooh, fun.
10 of them.
My diffuser necklace is being so fun. Hey, Appa. can't remember if I'm at 6 or at 5. We're gonna say 6. I'll just do 11.
And stand up. Okay, take the deepest breath. We've been working on deep breaths, but take the deepest breath you have taken all day, all year, all few years, lifetime, whatever it is, and catch a wave. Use your body to allow you to inhale. Rain it down. Inhale. One more. This time, stay up top. Close your eyes. Bring your hands to your heart, to wherever you're called. And think back to your intention. Why were you called to flo.aph today? How is this community going to impact your life for the better? How is taking time for yourself going to help those around you and yourself?
If you can't control anything else today, thank you for controlling your breath with us. And if you don't share anything with us or with anybody else today, thank you for sharing your breath with us.
Mm-hmm. Your breath is powerful. Your breath is meaningful. From today on, I choose to take conscious, deep breaths that honor my body and allow my life to work and to move towards my higher purpose.
Daisy's having a good time with her toy.
She is. We will see you tomorrow.
We'll see you tomorrow, 5:30 p.m. Central Standard Time.
And comfy clothes, as always, that is totally the mantra of our vibe, is comfy clothes. Mm-hmm. Come ready to get your groove on, your sweat on. We will see what manifests tomorrow. And namaste, friends.
Namaste.
Beautiful day.
Have a wonderful day.